Okay, we are live. Welcome to a session on engaging students with Zoom, getting the next level. I'm broadcasting from a small island in the Caribbean. It'd be really nice. You can see it's like perfect weather. This is great. One of the nice things with Zoom is that we can teach from anywhere. So as far as you're concerned, I'm in the Caribbean, but I have to say, I'm not really in the Caribbean. It's a little bit of a ruse, but it's something I just wanted to mention. And in order to sort of make things a little bit simpler, I'm going to change my background back to my favorite one, which is broadcasting from the classroom. Okay, so here we are, classroom, talking about teaching and learning. I want to talk to you today about engaging students with Zoom. So we've got a real bananas 30-minute session. I'm here, Adam Finkelstein. I'm the Associate Director for Learning Environments at TLS, and here with Alex Liepins, who is an academic associate and in charge of all things student skills development. And various other tasks as associated, right, Alex?
That's right, and I'm joining from space.
Yes, yes, Alex is consistently in space, so joining from space. One thing I wanted to mention here is, first, we want to get everybody engaged right off the bat, okay? So one of the things you're going to see in your screen if you move to the top, and I have to make sure that you are allowed to be able to do that, which you are, that you can annotate on the content. On the black bar, choose View Options, Annotate, and Stamp, which is a little checkbox. Put a stamp where you fall on high interest, low interest, high confidence, low confidence when it comes to using Zoom. So go ahead and do that now. And if there is a problem, you can let me know. But we should be able to have everybody annotate. All right, some people are putting stars, that's fine. You can see the names are bouncing around, so I get an idea of who's participated quickly. All right, not bad, not bad. I see some of you followed the directions, others didn't. That's perfectly fine. But that's okay, we're getting at least what I would consider be a really cool interactive scatter plot. And it looks like most of you here are on high interest and high confidence. Some of you are on high interest and low confidence. Some are on low interest and high confidence, which makes me wonder why you're here. And others are on, there's a few, not too many on low confidence, low interest. That is perfect. I'm really happy about that. Thank you. And what we're going to do is I'm just going to disable all your annotation right now, which is good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clear everything. And we're going to move forward. So thanks again for interacting with that quick engagement strategy. We're going to move on to what we're going to talk about today. So two major learning outcomes that we're going to blast through. The first one is we're going to identify fixed and flexible strategies that you can use with Zoom to really get interactive with your students. And the second is we're going to identify next steps for learning more with Zoom. We've got a moderator here, Carrie Hansen, also with the skills development team, who's madly throwing things in the chat as fast as you can ask them. She will do her best to keep up. I will attempt to keep track of what's going on, but at this point I've got 900 windows open, as well as devices, which we'll talk about. So there's a lot going on. One thing I do want to mention is this is not a basic get started with Zoom session. If you want that, you can go online. There's a great 45-minute tutorial from Zoom that guides you through how to, set up a meeting, how to, present, basic stuff. This is about moving to the next level. So I just want to mention that you might see things that are like, whoa, I've never realized you could even do this. That's fine. Or some things that you already know about. That's fine too. So what I want to do is quickly refer to a slide that we've talked about a couple of times before in other sessions about making a plan and a sample 1-hour Zoom class. And this is just a sample 1-hour class, but you could extrapolate this much larger to other sizes of 1 hour or 3 hours. And if you notice here, the idea of a quick thought around a sample 1-hour Zoom class is, starting out with a whiteboard interactive engagement. We just did that actually, which is kind of neat. We did an annotation. You could do a poll. Maybe then there's a 10-minute mini lecture, maybe another poll that you might do. Maybe we break everybody out into breakout rooms. Maybe there's a kind of a debrief, maybe a live chat that we're going to run at that time. Maybe we're going to open the chat up later, another debrief, and end the session. What's important about this is that this is a plan. And this is what we really recommend everybody to have. For whatever session you're going to do, have a plan and a structure about what you're going to do and where you're going to engage students. You can still do a live class with a live lecture, just like you would normally do in a particular face-to-face class, and intersperse it with interactive engagement and still have it be that kind of engaging opportunity that you would have with students. There's a lot of tools that are available to you, and we're going to talk about a few about those between Alex and I. So the sort of 6 things we're going to talk about, the first 3 are called fixed strategies. And the first is about making your content interactive, talking about getting students engaged in different ways. And the third is getting students working together. And then in flexible strategies at the end, we're going to talk a little bit about scheduling your Zoom sessions and why that makes a difference, and then recording screencasts and videos for your class and publishing them to your students. So that's kind of the game plan over the next 25 minutes that we're gonna move towards. So let's just jump right in. So let's talk about making your content sharing interactive. So one of the things that you can do, and this is kind of a weird inception Zoom within Zoom view, but this is kind of the view that you're going to see as an instructor teaching Zoom. I'm not going to go over all of the details, but suffice it to say, there's a whole bunch of different options on the bottom here that allow you to look at participants, deal with security, polling, etc. The participants that you can make available, looking at all the people here and who's in the room, looking at some of the interactive tools you have, and the chat. But what I'm going to focus on is making content engaging is first talk about screen sharing. And when you click on the screen sharing button here, you get presented with a couple of really important options. What's interesting is that you're always have the ability to view or share your desktop with students or any application that you have running. You have the ability to load up Whiteboard, an iPhone or iPad connected, as well as even under advanced, the option of just taking a chunk of the screen. Music only. Those of you teaching music, you can actually do an interactive session and play a high fidelity music along with what you're doing. And of course, sharing content from a second camera, which is another way of using things like document cameras. I want to point out the bottom that if you want to share sound from your computer, you need to share computer sound. And if you're playing video from your computer, which does a great job of doing that, you need to make sure that this checkbox is done as well for optimizing the screen video. But once you've done that and looked at options of even doing files, there are really some different things that I want to mention. So once you talk about sharing your screen, the first is directing attention. And that's really where you can use annotation. We tried a second ago at the beginning, the idea of using Zoom for annotation. So Zoom has a full annotation suite. And with the annotation that's there, we can do things like draw circles and draw attention to things, maybe make an arrow that you want to see. I can actually write equations if I wanted to write equations on top. I even have things like, stamps and, if you want to look at this point first, here's the point you want to start with. So I have the ability to annotate on top of my slides. I can save all of this as you're going. It saves as images that you can do later. And of course, I can clear all the drawings and move on from there, or allow you to actually annotate as well. That's one basic level of annotation, and Zoom is pretty good at doing annotation. The other option, of course, is PowerPoint, and that's one of the things that I want to show you as well, is that if you're going to use PowerPoint to do annotation, there are really some interesting possibilities. So if I go back here for a second and look at PowerPoint, PowerPoint has the ability to use a pen and draw. You've got highlighters, so you can highlight topics. You can choose a spotlight on things. And what's nice about using PowerPoint to draw attention is that it'll save in your slides. You can keep the slides, make PDFs, and distribute them to your students later. So that whole idea around annotation is really, really important. The other thing I want to mention here is in terms of sharing content is being able to explain ideas or do demonstrations. And here are 4 just different examples that I wanted to talk to you about, presenting being the most obvious one. You can share PowerPoint and share presentations with your students, but there's at least 3 other examples that I want to mention about how great the idea of application sharing is with Zoom. You could actually load up SPSS and teach statistics and run live stats right through your computer. You can use a modeling program, do modeling, use Google Earth, do Google Earth modeling. Coding, another good example where you could actually be doing live coding and compiling for your students, walking them through ideas that you're going to use with your computer. And the last thing I want to mention here is creating, and I have a music staff notes here, you could load up Finale, those of you that teach music, and actually compose music, play on your keyboard, have it interactive, and do all of that through your computer. So this idea of application sharing is you can share anything that you're running on your machine, you can share with students and allow them to see what you're doing and look at those demonstrations. The next thing I want to talk about is whiteboarding. And a lot of people are asking about whiteboarding because whiteboarding is kind of an inherent thing you want to do in teaching. And most of us really want to just turn to a physical board and write. But there's a lot of options that are available for you that you can play with. And a lot of this goes to how comfortable you are at fooling around with some of these different ideas and what you really want to do to level up your game. So Zoom is a good example. You already saw that as an example with Zoom, where I can bring up a whiteboard and the annotation that I was doing can be drawn on as well. You can use your mouse if you want. If you have an attached pen, you can use a pen. If you want to use your trackpad, you can use a trackpad. All of that can be done to draw on an open whiteboard that can be saved as you go. The second kind of level around that are applications designed for this. So there are some applications that are really well designed for drawing. For example, you could bring up a PDF, like an open PDF, and you could draw on the PDF and share that application. You could bring out PowerPoint, draw on PowerPoint. You could bring out Microsoft Word, draw in Word. You could bring out a drawing program and draw in a drawing program. So in other words, there are lots of applications that exist to support the kind of whiteboarding that you're going to want to do if you're trying to explain concepts and scaffold ideas to students. In addition, you could always take a picture, let's say, of a particular document that you want to work on and then draw on it on your screen. So you could have a picture that you're working with, like a PDF, and draw on top of it and allow students to see concepts that you're filling in, much like what you do in a regular classroom. The third thing I want to mention is an external tablet. If you have an Android or iPad or anything like that, you can actually connect it straight to your computer, and the application share that I'm doing right now, right here, using PowerPoint in my computer, I could do with a tablet. And what's nice about that share is it can also be wireless. So you can actually sit back and draw on your tablet, and it's fully streamed through the application and ready to go. Now, of course, I would only do that if you're really comfortable with these things. So in other words, they kind of start out at an earlier level of comfort and move into more and more complex, except for the last one, which is a sneaky one. I want to talk about my favorite, and I'm going to actually demo that one. But Zoom, kind of the basic level, sharing or drawing in PowerPoint if you're whiteboarding, another level, something you probably have done in class. An external tablet, if you're comfortable, if you have a Surface or something like that, another great idea to be able to draw and let students see, and the external camera. So I'm going to do something a little bit crazy. I'm going to just show you what that external camera looks like, and I'm going to actually share my my iPhone for 1 second here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you see an example of what I would call a DIY whiteboard, a document camera, I should say. So here we go as this gets going here. So I'm just going to turn this sideways, and you can see my room that I'm broadcasting this from. But what I've got here is, again, I'm sharing my phone, which is kind of basics. And if I showed you the setup, I basically am using 2 soup cans and a book to hold it above this piece of paper. What's nice about holding it above the piece of paper is that I could draw a triangle or a square, let's say, draw a triangle here and talk about A, B, and C. And then I could actually start drawing equations like A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And I could expose my inability or how much I've forgotten to be able to do math as I'm going. Or for example, let's say draw a sine wave and start talking about what I'm going to do here, what I'm going to do here. Again, this could be, for example, in music notation, any of those ideas. So this is literally a simple idea where you can connect your phone or your tablet or any other camera, actually, I should say, externally to your Zoom session, and then be able to do all sorts of annotations and drawing on pieces of paper that everybody's used to doing. And it's low overhead, it's simple, it's easy to engage students. And this is one of the things why I have a long love affair with document cameras. And my colleague, Carolyn Samuel, who I don't know if she's actually here today, has an even longer love affair with document cameras. I mean, she's just over the moon of them. And they're really underrated about how great it is to just share a simple piece of paper. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention with sharing a piece of paper is that you're definitely not limited to paper. So for example, you could put a chemical model underneath that camera and rotate it and draw it. You could put your textbook underneath it and rotate and draw on it. You could put any object. You could actually film in your house. You could share while you're doing a cooking lesson, all that sort of stuff for that external camera. So whiteboarding is there's a huge array of tools available to you, everything from Zoom, inside Zoom, some basic annotations, a little bit of whiteboarding and drawing using other applications, external tablets, all the way up to an external camera or really a document camera that you can mimic in your own house. And what's nice about this is that a lot of people have asked to teach from our classrooms. And with all of these tools, you have all of the abilities and all of the features that we have in our classrooms in your own house. And I think that's important because the quality of broadcast from your home, as you can see right now, is a lot better than actually the cameras in our classrooms when we even have a few of them that are available. So what I'm going to do is hand this over next to Alex, who's going to talk a little bit more about how to get students engaged and interact with their ideas. So take it away, Alex.
Yeah, thanks, Adam. And let me just start out by saying that I really think Zoom is out of this world. And so we're going to talk about a couple strategies that you can use and implement in your courses. So first and foremost is the chat. This is one that you're probably familiar with. It's something that we see as kind of a free-flowing dialogue of information, but in Zoom, there's a couple of things that you can do with it to really make it great for the purposes of instruction. So you can have public dialogue or private chats. You can allow students to anonymously post questions by writing them to you directly. You can have students private chat amongst themselves, or they can share the free-flowing dialogue thereby having everyone chat to everybody. Depends on how you really want to use it. You can also use it to sample student ideas. So at the beginning of a class, you might ask, hey, why don't you go ahead and let me know where you're joining from? Everybody can put that into the chat there. You can also ask, hey, what's the muddiest point? And collect information on what students find as a particularly difficult content area. Or at the end, you could say, okay, hey, what was your takeaway from today's class? You save that chat, you review it in your own time, you bring it back to the next class, and you can recap it for everybody. It becomes a really great information source for you for the purposes of your teaching. A few best practices. Be really transparent with students about how you want them to use the chat. If you don't mind having it flowing all the time, it can get a little bit unruly to facilitate, to lecture, to deliver content while also moderating a chat. Today we have Carrie helping moderate the chat. Maybe you'll have a TA who can kind of help with that. You can also disable the chat until you want it. That's very simple by enabling it by using the security shield at any point in time that you want. Students generally have said that they really appreciate being able to engage with the chat on a free-flowing basis. And keep in mind that students often do a really great job answering their own questions. So it can also really support a free-flowing instructional dialogue in that sense. So Adam, next slide for me, please. So polling, certainly familiar concept. Now there's a couple of levels of difficulty that you can really take polling to, from informal to formal. So you've got the quick and dirty in Zoom using the reaction icons. So you're probably familiar with the thumbs up and the clap in the bottom of your screen, but if you click on the participants field in your window, you're gonna see the participants list pop up, and then you're gonna see a couple of icons, the raise hand, the yes, no. So what you can do is you can ask a question. I'm gonna ask you all a question right now. Do you have a pet in your home? Yes or no. So if you have a pet in your home, go ahead and hit yes, no, hit the red X. So it's fairly even. I'm seeing about 22 to 35. So for me as the host, as the instructor, I'm actually getting numbers, live reporting polling numbers from all of you for simple questions like that. I see the majority of you have no pets in the home. So I'm going to just go ahead and clear all those answers as the instructor. So it allows quick and simple polling. You can level it up by using the embedded Zoom polling feature, and we'll show you a bit of what that looks like in a moment. But what that allows you to do is ahead of the meeting, ahead of the class, set up a multiple choice question. You can have it anonymized. It allows you to run a full poll. Students can participate, and then you can share the results back with the class. The only thing you want to keep note of is that sharing the results does not get captured in your recording if you're recording your lecture. But we really want you to encourage you to do is to use Turning Point. That's going to be the most sophisticated polling solution for you we have. But to learn more about that, let's say come to our webinar on that called Polling at McGill. So Adam, next slide there for me, please. So to get started with polling in Zoom, you want to go to your settings, make sure that you have polling enabled first and foremost. So, so you're going to make sure that just like you have that clicked over to the blue. Once that's set up, then you're good to go. What you do is you set up your meeting as you normally would. Then you go into your meeting settings, select My Meeting. This will pop up on your web browser there, zoom.us. And basically, you scroll down to the bottom. You're going to see a field right there for polls. You're going to click Add. And then basically you're off to the races. You input your poll, you program it, and then once you're in the meeting, you can launch it by clicking the poll icon, which is going to be at the bottom of your screen. When you're ready to go, you can share results and then hide it. I know what you're wondering, how do I capture that information for me to refer back to later? Well, Zoom has a great reports feature that you can go in and generate a simple .csv file to capture that information. But again, it's not nearly as sophisticated as Turning Point. So definitely check out that other webinar on polling at McGill to learn more about that. Next feature, oh yeah, so sorry, we have a little bit, that's where you're gonna see the reports. It's gonna be in the settings queue there in the reports. You wanna wait at least about 30 minutes after a meeting before you go to try to generate that report. And just keep in mind, it's not great for data visualization, but it's always great to have that information to refer back to. So next feature, breakout rooms. And I can tell you students, incoming students are super excited about this. And as I said before, I think Zoom's out of this world and breakout rooms is included. So Zoom, the breakout room feature in Zoom is as close to possible as the physical classroom that allows for people to work together in small groups and have group discussions. Basically, it takes your larger meeting with right now we're 115. And if we wanted to have all of you work in groups of 3 to 5, we could send you within this larger meeting to those smaller groups to work on a task for a predetermined amount of time, and then call y'all back to the main meeting so we can debrief. So there's a couple of ways in which you can address the groups. Thank you, Adam. So on the fly, as long as you have breakout rooms enabled, for whatever the size of your meeting is, you can go ahead and randomly assign people to groups. So you first pick the number of groups that you want. Keep in mind, you can only have up to 50 groups at a time. So if you have 100 people in your class in your Zoom meeting and you want them to do a think, pair, share exercise and work in pairs, go ahead and create those 50 groups and send them off to do the thing, define the time. You can also manually make those groups yourself. The tool is really flexible in that way. You can maybe move your TA into group 2, or maybe assign a pair that works well together on the fly. Or, and we definitely want to encourage you to do this with the My Courses integration, is that you have pre-assigned groups in My Courses. You can actually feed that information into Zoom to create those pre-assigned breakout groups in Zoom itself. And that's a really fantastic feature. You as the host, you're not automatically assigned to the group, so you're going to hang back unless you're summoned there. You can drop in as you go. If you make your TAs co-hosts, they can drop into those groups, and it's the same thing, as close as possible to the same thing of walking around in an active learning classroom, dropping in on student conversations and weighing in. For a pre-amount of time, they go, they work on a problem, they come back to the big group, you debrief, you're good to go. Last thing I'll just mention about that is the breakout rooms are not automatically recorded. You can encourage like a TA, or for example, in that breakout room to record it if you want it, but it's not automatically captured in the main recording for the meeting itself. So a couple different strategies that you can use. The chat, various degrees of polling, and to experience those in their virtual classrooms.
Okay, so we just had a little glitchy transition there. Sorry about that. I just wanted to mention a couple of things on the flexible side. Now, we talked about fixed strategies, specifically talking about organizing your class and scheduling with Zoom. Why does this matter? There are basically 2 ways you can schedule your class with Zoom. The first one is from My Courses. So you log into My Courses, you go up to the top bar that you see there, click on Zoom, and you can schedule meetings from inside the interface. And then the other option that we have here is that you can actually go to the Zoom client that you have on your computer, click on schedule a meeting, choose all of the options that you want, go to advanced options, choose things like muting people on entry, only let people who are logging into McGill to log in, and then schedule it, and off you go. So the thing about wanted to mention is why are there these 2 options? These 2 options have 2 different results when it comes to the recording. So when you actually schedule stuff from inside the My Courses interface, what's amazing about that schedule is that any Zoom meeting that you schedule from inside My Courses is automatically sucked into the lecture recording system, captured, and you can make it available to students. You don't have to do a thing. It is super fantastic, completely automated, ready to go. You can still import them if you do it by scheduling it in the client here, or scheduling it another way, but you have to actually manually choose that. So that goes to the next question is, well, what about the recording? Anytime you record to the cloud, you have the option of pulling it into the lecture recording system automatically, which is what I would say is the way to go. The other options, of course, you can record to your computer if you want to do future editing. So if you want to edit the file, or you want to mess around with it, you want to chop it up into pieces, or if you just forgot to do it to the cloud and accidentally did it to the computer, that's okay. Don't worry, there's still ways of dealing with that. And that because at the very end, sharing your video. In the lecture recording system, we have a couple of options. Under manage recordings, when you go to the lecture recordings, you're going to see all of the recordings you made automatically by scheduling it through My Courses. They're all ready for students. If you want it available, it's ready to go. You enable it if you want students to see it or not. In addition, you can upload your own file. So any file that you have, you can upload. You can actually get access to prior recordings from last year if you had them. And you can add any other recordings from Zoom automatically. So I have to tell you that this integration and this setup is so fantastic, and it's going to save you so much time, that this is really the way to go when you're trying to make video available to students. And in fact, I would say it's the only way to go. What's also really keen about this, and it's really important, is that the lecture recording system automatically will caption every video put to it. That means students have access to the captions. They have access to searching through those videos. They can search through them and find keywords all the way across your content. It's pretty remarkable, and we'd really urge that to make sure you see that. Keep in mind, this is for teaching. This is the lecture recording system, and all of these things are not necessarily designed for an event that you want to run or something outside of what we're talking about, which is using it for your class and using it for teaching. So now that we've sort of gotten to our end point of our session, we made it in 25 minutes, and that means it gives us 5 minutes for questions. I'm happy, Alex. We basically blew our way through. Hopefully, we didn't lose you along the way, but hey, guess what? That's why we have a recording. So you can slow us down to half speed, which for Alex and I might be regular speed, and you could just watch us at that pace and maybe have a 40-minute session instead of a 20. But I want to give an opportunity to have you guys post a question. What are some strategies that you could do with your class? What are some ideas? We want to hear them. So we've got some other ones, students from other universities taking your course, they'll be able to join sessions. Absolutely, they can join sessions, but you have to be aware that if they are officially registered as a course at McGill, then they should have IDs to get in. So that's something that you can take care of. Again, you don't have to restrict it to McGill people. You can actually open it up and let anybody attend your Zoom session if you really wanted to. But restricting to McGill does a nice job of preventing, a random stranger from broadcasting from their bathroom in your class, which, the Zoom bombing thing, right? That's really reason why it's there. Mel is asking about explaining captioning. Captioning is automatically done. It's actually an AI captioning process that's done in the lecture recording system. It takes basically all of the words and transcribes them into written captions underneath. Those captions can be edited by everybody in the class or by yourself. They can be searched and they can be downloaded afterwards.
Adam, we had a great question there about the video being on and consent and recordings.
Right. That's a really good question. So one of the things to keep in mind that is if you can ask students to keep their video on and be part of the class and part of the discussion. And I think you should be aware that, allowing students to disengage and say, you know what, let's say I'm compromised in my house. I don't have virtual backgrounds. I don't want anybody to see where I am. I really need to shut my video down. That's okay. Maybe they can just go on audio, or maybe they just want to stay back and not participate in that piece. That's okay. I think that's something you have to work with. I think what we really want to do wherever possible is try and encourage and engage students wherever we can. I think the other option too to keep in mind is you can always pause recording. So if you're going to talk about something that you don't want to have captured, pause the recording. Have a discussion, open it all up and say, listen, this isn't recorded. We're not logging this for eternity, but then actually maybe enable it afterwards. So there's lots of strategies that can help you decide how you're going to do that. You do not actually have to enable consent on every single person coming in the room. That's not how it works. Students can shut off their video if they don't want to have their video captured, and they can turn off their audio if they don't have their audio captured. But again, you are initiating the recording, so you have control over what's recorded. Ken loves the idea of breakout rooms with mentors. That's a great example where if you pre-create those rooms with your TAs, students can actually get plopped into a room with the TA that they're normally in during the class time. So you can practice it with a TA in a small group and then get sucked back to the main room. And it's absolutely a great thing that you can set up as well. Feel free to jump in here. Does recording me, all right, so Jonathan's asking, does recording me also mean that anything a student says is also recorded? Unless you pause the recording, everything that is being recorded is recorded. So again, it's under your control. You decide what you're going to do with recording, pause, continue, etc. Mark asks, can you play a video? Absolutely. I think there's great examples. And what's really interesting is maybe Alex, they talk a little bit more about that engagement you had with students using Zoom for the first time.
Oh yeah, we ran a webinar for some incoming students last week. We've got more on the way. Gave them a rundown on all the features that they have, and some of the things that they were most excited about was experiencing breakout rooms. Again, and knowing that they're coming to McGill to the fall for the first time to start with this remote experience. The reaction commands, which is it's frankly fun. It is fun and students find it that way. And then the free flowing chat, the ability to ask questions at any point, allowing for that ongoing peer assessment. Students can answer their own questions while you're still guiding the content part of the course. It was really exciting to see their enthusiasm about it, and then that enthusiasm echoed here today with the well over 110 of you participating in just this iteration of this webinar.
Yeah, and so a lot of people are asking some questions about sharing video. Again, anything you share from your computer, as long as you have some of those options chosen, you can share with everybody. That includes a YouTube video, any sort of things along that, like that as well. There's a number of other questions here about breakout rooms. Students in breakout rooms literally go to another room and they get to run a Zoom session in another place and then come back. So that's one of the things you need to keep in mind. They won't see your presentation anymore. So you have to kind of queue them up for getting ready. A couple of other things we may be able to address before we wrap it up. Assigning presentation groups. Those are things you could do in my courses and carry over to Zoom. Let's see if there's anything else here, Alex, that I can see. There's definitely a lot of things that have fired off here. We will definitely look through these questions if there's more questions and post them with the resources if there are resources and links to those. Copyrighted material is an important one. The rules are slightly different with the COVID strategies in terms of copyright. One of our previous webinars talks about copyright. I would urge you to look at the library's information on copyright. There's a lot of resources from the library for that. Okay, so I think we've got as we move towards the end here, Jonathan asked about bringing people back from breakout rooms. This is part of the breakout rooms tutorial. We have a little link to a short video on how to do that. When you send them to breakout rooms, you can call them all back. And basically it gives you a countdown timer, give them 30 seconds, call everybody back, and everybody pops back to the room. So all of that is definitely available. So just to wrap things up, just to mention a couple of key resources. Again, if you have not been added to My Courses Essentials, all you have to do is log into My Courses. You'll see My Courses Essentials here, which is basically a short introductory primer to get you oriented to sort of figure out what we're going to do, what you need to do in terms of using My Courses. You can see there's 67 posts in the discussion board there that you can look at. In addition, lots more webinars that are out there. Again, you're right now on the Engaging with Zoom. We urge you to check out the Getting Started with Polling, Creating Online Assessments, Managing Your Courses. These are all running this week, next week, etc. And of course, anything else that you'd like to know. I think Alex asked that, wouldn't it be nice if we ended with sunglasses? I do think it's good. We should end with, broadcasting from the beach. We're just excited to be able to be connected with people here, but at the same time, relaxing on a beach and enjoying my basement. I mean, the beach and the hot sun that it may or may not be providing. So I guess the next question is, if there's any other questions people have, fire them off in the chat. We're right at the edge of our time. Again, thank you so much for engaging today. It's been great to have you here on our wild ride through Zoom. Alex, some last words you want to add there?
No, I just want to thank you all for your questions, for joining us here today. And just remember, Zoom's out of this world.
Exactly. And don't forget, all of this will be available on our webinar page. You'll be able to interact with all of the links that we have today, the video, etc. Other than that, thank you again for coming. It was great to have 100 plus fly into the room. And again, thanks for Carrie for the moderating. And of course, thanks for Carolyn for lurking and sending off some more ideas as we're going. Keep in mind, any ideas you have with Zoom, keep firing them off. We really want to make sure we get all these ideas out there and keep experimenting and trying with new stuff. So enjoy, and thanks again.